Good, happy Thursday morning, November 26th, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Thursday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Let's begin this Thursday morning and Thanksgiving morning broadcast of the Riley King Newscast on the Riley King Network. And by the way, we have a question of the day for you. Let's take a look at that question of the day that we have for you on the Riley King Network Facebook page. And here is that question of the day that we have for all of you. Your question of the day: what are you thankful for? Comment below and let us know what you are thankful for. We want to hear from you. So, comment below and tell us what you are thankful for. And that is our question of the day that we have on the Riley King Network Facebook page today. And we're gonna take a look at your weather right now. And I am hearing from the weather department that it'll be cool and wet Thanksgiving Day. Let's take a look at that weather video from meteorologist WMUR News 9, Kevin Skarupa.
At Honda, we take the holidays seriously. With serious style.
A little bit of nature's bounty on this Thanksgiving in the way of rainfall, and we are talking some periods of rain out there today, maybe a couple of brief downpours, and even a rumble of thunder or two later on this afternoon with the actual front coming through. High temperatures today, climbing into the 40s in most cases. We may spike right around 50 in a couple of southeastern areas later this afternoon, but you'll notice there are a lot of cooler spots in some of those central valleys, which will struggle out of the 30s this morning and only into the lower 40s through the afternoon, with not much of a wind out there to kind of stir up the atmosphere, that cooler air just kind of settling in those valleys. And it has led to some mixing overnight, so if you are headed out in the first few hours this morning, bear that in mind in the northern half of the state, that there could be a couple of slippery spots on the untreated surfaces. You'll notice the periods of rain continue off and on through the afternoon, with temperatures in the 30s up north and 40s in southern New Hampshire. Eventually clearing skies later tonight will set up some fog that will be around overnight. Temperatures by morning will likely fade back into the 30s to lower 40s, and then it looks like we'll be in the mid-40s to mid-50s for highs with partial sunshine on Friday. No chances of rain. Heading into the weekend, looks like partly sunny skies both days. If we're going to see a shower, it looks like Saturday afternoon there may be a passing shower, but that's it. Sunshine Sunday, early sun Monday giving way to clouds, and a round of rain that comes through Monday night and Tuesday could give us a quick inch or two of beneficial rainfall. 40s for the most part today, but again, lingering in the 30s through early to mid-afternoon in northern areas will mean some mixing this morning. Otherwise, it will be a cool afternoon with the rainfall shutting off this evening, partial clearing, patchy fog overnight. It does look like any early fog to fair skies and a blend of sunshine and clouds with milder temperatures for your Black Friday. And a look at your weekend has partly sunny skies with temperatures in the 40s to near 50, with the next round of rain Monday night and Tuesday.
Okay, so it's gonna be a rainy Thanksgiving Day today. And now let's take a look at your COVID-19 updates for this Thursday. There are 402 new COVID-19 cases reported in New Hampshire on Wednesday and one additional death. Now let's take a look at coronavirus in New Hampshire, key information and data. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 18,382 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 12,605,047 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 513 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 832 number of people have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 260,065 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. Now let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 809 current cases of COVID-19. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 3523. Now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple. Daily new positive COVID-19 cases, orange, new hospitalization, and red deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple, total current COVID-19 cases, and in orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases, orange, total hospitalization, red deaths, and blue recovered. Let's take a look at this chart here. Positive PCR test rate and daily PCR test. Let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases, female and male of cases, and risk information. And let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And let's take a look at this chart here. Your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. One arrest made after deadly 3-vehicle crash on Route 4 in Epsom. 1 death reported. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
At Honda, we take the holidays seriously. With serious style.
It is going to be a wet, cold day, so if you plan to drive anywhere, please be careful out there. State police have already been busy after multiple crashes last night. Ray Brewer is live now with that story. Ray, I understand one of those crashes last night was fatal, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Sean. Route 4 in Epsom was closed until about 2 this morning after one person died in a multi-vehicle crash. It happened near the Epsom Highway Department.
Police say a Dodge Ram pickup, driven by 34-year-old Amanda Raymond of Loudon, rear-ended a Jeep, pushing it into the opposite lane. That caused it to hit another vehicle head-on. A 58-year-old passenger in the Jeep, a man from Maine, was killed. The other 2 in the Jeep taken to the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The other driver was not injured. Meanwhile, Amanda Raymond was arrested at the hospital while being treated for minor injuries, charged with felony aggravated driving while impaired. It wasn't the only incident state police responded to last night. Several crashes around the state, including this rollover on I-93 North near exit 22 in Samberton around 7:30. That driver was taken to the hospital. And this crash along Route 16 in Rochester just after 6 last night. Officials say the driver was not wearing a seatbelt, and alcohol and speed appear to have been contributing factors.
And the big message from state police on this wet holiday morning is simply slow down and be responsible. Reporting live, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
All right, Ray, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Good advice there. Slow down and always pay attention to the roadways, everyone. 2 more New Hampshire businesses fined for COVID-19 violations. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
At Honda, we take the holidays seriously. With serious.
This isn't about waiting till a business has an outbreak. This is about preventing outbreaks.
The New Hampshire Attorney General's office is fining businesses it say violated the governor's COVID-19 emergency orders.
If they don't follow that guidance, and we do have more events where the virus spreads, all of the businesses could face being closed down.
Loudon Village Country Store was fined $2,000. Investigators say it failed to have employees and customers wear masks on numerous occasions. The AG's office says this sign was posted on the store's door saying employees or customers would not be forced to wear masks.
There have been some businesses all along who have disagreed with the guidance, and we've had to work on coaxing them into complying with it.
The AG's office says White Mountain Tavern in Lincoln is being fined $1,000 for having 2 performers inside, not maintaining social distancing, and staff not wearing face coverings. The owner says he will dispute the fine, telling News 9, quote, "This is unreasonable. We're making a valiant effort to slow the spread of COVID-19, and it seems someone who reported us found any minute detail to show otherwise." And the owner of Simply Delicious Baking Company in Bedford said she is disputing the $500 fine she received last week, saying people should have the right to decide whether or not to wear masks. Investigators say they're willing to work with businesses violating state orders.
It's really about education. But if we do have individuals who are refusing to comply with the emergency orders, then we will issue civil penalties.
And we did reach out to Loudon Village Country Store. We have not heard back. Businesses are allowed to request a hearing through the Department of Health and Human Services. In Manchester, Jessica Marin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Restaurant industry pushing back after White House suggests more New Hampshire restrictions. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Amy Cavino.
Customers for supporting our team.
The country chef in Wilton just opened its doors when the pandemic struck. Owner Holly Sakala just laid off 7 employees this week and locked the doors today.
In the last 3 weeks, it's been horrible.
The CEO of the New Hampshire Restaurant and Lodging Association estimates at least 200 restaurants statewide have closed and is frustrated by health officials' focus on dining establishments.
The restaurant industry has just become an easy target, and that's really quite unfortunate.
Summers suggests restaurant dining might even be safer than a small gathering in your own home. Here's why.
You know, the ventilation in these restaurant establishments with the hood systems that they have, they replace the air in that building every 8 to 12 minutes because the average house is not circulating air. They're not filtering air with HEPA filters and all the other things that are happening. Social distancing is likely not happening. Masks likely aren't being worn.
Restaurant owners are balancing health requirements, protecting their employees, and watching the bottom line. And Summers says something has to give. The governor's office responded to the White House guidance with a statement that says, in part, the state actively enforces these guidelines, which have been approved and vetted by public health, and constantly looks at the data in New Hampshire and surrounding states in order to inform decision-making. Mike Summers says the frustration is compounded by Congress's delay in passing a new relief package. Reporting live this evening, Amy Cavino, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Building planned for emergency homeless shelter in winter sold overnight in Manchester. Mayor Joyce Craig is appalled. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Pearl Street in Manchester, a building advertised for lease, was close to becoming an emergency homeless shelter for the winter. Tuesday, aldermen allocated $1.1 million in federal funds to set up and staff the facility, only to find out Wednesday morning it had been sold to someone else overnight.
Yeah, I guess money talks, even when we're dealing with people's lives. It's really sad. You know, I'm really disappointed.
In a statement, Mayor Joyce Craig says it's her understanding the buyer wanted to ensure the building would not act as a homeless shelter. But real estate developer Ben Gamache tells News 9 that's not the case. He says he owns the surrounding properties and bought the building because he has a plan for it, and that it wasn't until Tuesday evening that he learned it was for sale. He says, quote,
I know that there is a homeless issue in Manchester. I am working with families in transition to donate 10,000 square feet of emergency space for the winter.
There's a lot of people out there that are newly homeless. We went from 74 people that were homeless last year. We've identified, up to over 400 right now.
City officials say they have been looking for a building for months and will continue until they find a space.
No doubt in my mind that we're going to be doing a lot of fatality prevention out there if we can't find a place for these folks. And quite frankly, there's no doubt in my mind that people are going to be dying out there. No doubt.
Gamache says the space he plans to donate is not far from the Pearl Street location. He says nothing has been agreed upon yet, but he hopes that this can be a short-term fix for the winter months. In Manchester, Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching this Thanksgiving morning broadcast. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. I'll be off air the rest of the day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for another broadcast. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone. Goodbye.